Why everything costs so much. The gap between official inflation and reality. One of the most frustrating parts of modern life isn't just the prices, it's being told inflation is back to normal, while your groceries are up 40% and your rent is up 30%. We've been deep diving into how to protect your purchasing power over on Patreon, but today we need to answer the one question that refuses to go away. Why does the official inflation number feel like it's describing a different planet? If you watch one video today to understand your wallet, make it this one. The number versus the experience. Let's start with what's actually being measured. The official inflation rate, the Consumer Price Index in the US, the HICP in Europe, measures the year-over-year change in a basket of goods and services. When the headline says inflation is 2.5%, it means the basket is 2.5% more expensive than 12 months ago. Notice what that does not say. It does not say prices are back where they were. It does not say anything is getting cheaper. It says the speed of price increases has slowed. That's a critical distinction, and it's the source of nearly all the confusion. The compounding trap. Here's the math that nobody explains on the news. From 2020 through 2024, cumulative inflation in the United States ran roughly 22%. In the Eurozone, around 20%. In Switzerland, the most disciplined of the three, around 7 to 8%. Those are cumulative numbers, not annual. So, when the headline says inflation is back to 2%, that 2% is layered on top of the 20+% that already happened. Prices don't reset, they just stop sprinting. They keep walking forward from a level that's already 20% higher than 5 years ago. That's why your grocery bill still feels insane, because it is 20 to 30% higher than it used to be, permanently, and it's still creeping up another 2 to 3% every year. Why the official number understates your reality. Now, let's talk about the methodology gap. The CPI is genuinely an honest attempt to measure inflation, but it does three things that make it diverge from lived experience. First, hedonic adjustments. If a product gets better, a new phone with a faster processor, a car with more safety features, statisticians adjust the price down to account for the quality improvement. Defensible from a methodology standpoint, but you still paid $200 at the register. Second, substitution. The index assumes that when steak gets expensive, you switch to chicken, so the basket shifts toward whatever is getting cheaper. Mathematically clean. But your lifestyle quietly degrades while the number says everything is fine. Third, weighting. The CPI is a national average. It does not reflect that you personally spend 40% of your income on rent, 15% on groceries, and 10% on insurance, the categories that have inflated the fastest. Whoever spends most of their money on services and necessities feels far more inflation than the headline suggests. Shrinkflation and the invisible tax. Then there's shrinkflation. The chocolate bar that used to be 100 grams is now 85. The tub of yogurt that used to be 500 milliliters is now 450. The bag of chips is mostly air. The price tag stays the same, but you're getting less. Statisticians try to capture this, but imperfectly. Consumers feel it as everything seems smaller now, without quite knowing why. It's the same tax, just disguised. The categories driving the gap. If you want to understand why perceived inflation runs so much hotter than official inflation, look at 4 categories. Food, up 25 to 30% in most developed economies since 2020. You buy food every week, so you feel every increase. Housing, rents up 20 to 35% in major cities. Mortgage payments up dramatically because of higher rates. Housing is the largest single household expense, and it's been one of the fastest rising categories. Insurance. Auto and home insurance have surged due to rising claims costs and reinsurance pressures. Renewal letters have become genuinely shocking documents. Services, healthcare, education, restaurants, repairs. Anything labor-intensive has inflated faster than goods because wages eventually follow prices. When these 4 categories dominate your monthly outflow, the official 2 to 3% print feels like a joke, because for your specific basket, you're probably running at 5 to 8%. Wages the quiet problem. And here's the part that hurts most. Wages haven't fully caught up. In the US, real wages, adjusted for inflation, are roughly flat to slightly negative since 2020 for most income brackets. In the Eurozone, real wages have only just recovered to 2019 levels in late 2025. So even when price increases stop accelerating, you've effectively taken a permanent pay cut, measured in what your money actually buys, what you can actually do. So what does this mean practically? 3 things. Stop benchmarking your finances against the headline inflation number. Build your personal inflation rate by tracking your top 5 expense categories. That number is the one that matters. Place capital in assets that historically outpace inflation: real estate, equities, certain commodities, and selected hard currencies. We've covered each of these in dedicated episodes. And stop waiting for prices to come back. They won't. The disinflation everyone celebrates is just the slowing of the increase, not a reversal. Plan for the world where today's prices are the new floor. If this topic resonates with you, we've built a full educational series on Patreon covering inflation protection, real assets, currency selection, and practical defensive strategies for households. Link is in the description. Subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who's tired of being told everything is fine when their cart says otherwise, and I'll see you in the next episode.